Greetings, salutations, and other big words. My name's Ethan. My handle is Wrangler. Welcome to Frequency Studios, weekly wing it number 111 here on Rumble and YouTube. And start off tonight, apologies, my voice is messed up. I've been not just under the weather. I've had my butt kicked by something over the last week, but I'm on the mend. And here I am again tonight doing this. And starting off with me tonight is Mr. Frederick Guimond.
Hey, I'm not on the drawing board tonight, but I got a new toy, so I'll be trying this out during the stream. A little Steam Deck here loaded with Marvel vs. Capcom. Playing a little Wolverine versus Psylocke here. And I got
there you are. My favorite character, Psylocke.
Yeah, she's pretty
I loved playing her in the X-Men. I don't know if she's in the straight-up X-Men game, but
this is the X-Men game, yeah.
Okay, she is. Yeah. I think she was in one of the Marvel vs. Capcom games, but not all of them.
Oh, she's in a lot though. Like if
she is. You think she's in Marvel Superheroes?
I don't know if she's in Marvel Superheroes because that one's got Wolverine, it's got Magneto, but I don't know if Psylocke is in that one.
I think almost all of them got Spidey.
Spidey came in at that point, yeah.
Yeah. Let's see, Thor and Hulk are in them, I think.
Hulk is, I don't know if Thor.
I thought Thor was in one of them.
Yeah, he's in one of them. I don't know them all by heart. Like I just got this. And I didn't play them all when I was a kid. Like I just played a handful of games, and I was a student when they came out, so I was like spending my money on women and beer. So important stuff that paid
gotcha.
Up. Yeah.
Yeah. Also joining us tonight, the Master of History, Readout.
Duh, I don't profess to be the Master of History.
Yeah, but it's fun to call you something big and exciting.
I don't master history. History twists me into knots and makes me question things.
Yeah, but you're far closer to the Master of History than I will ever be, so good enough. You certainly know your stuff. Nobody can argue that.
When was the last time I did something historical? Huh.
And over in the chat joining us, RH Snow. She says, first, woo, I have sick family, but I love you. We love you too, RH Snow.
Love you too, RH.
And also, Christina has joined us. She says hi to all three of us individually. Good to see you.
Hello, Christina. How you doing? How you been?
Yeah, so it's been quite a week this past week. Like I mentioned, I've missed about a week's worth of work. I was actually in bed for almost 3 days straight. I mean, I rarely get sick, and when I do, I typically bounce back quickly. This time, not so much. It felt like pneumonia.
I remember you telling me.
Yeah,
I'm glad you're feeling better though. You sound good.
Well, my voice is very hoarse. I don't know how long I'm going to be able to go tonight, to be honest, before I start losing my voice entirely. But we're going to find out. Who knows? Maybe the more I get going, the more my...
Are you going to be doing any...
crap. That means me and Fred have to think of good conversation.
Who knows? If I get psyched up, it might give me enough energy to push through. But...
I don't think geeks can run out of things to talk about. Like someone will mention trains, right. And then we'll be off the rails again.
Trains.
We might run out of words to say, but we still have things on our mind. It's weird. That's the life of
our brains are going. That ain't the problem.
They never stop. But sometimes I just do not word very well.
Same here.
Which is why I'm going to cheat and use the words of another. I'm going to start off with some really good news. We all remember Lizzo.
Lizzo from Star Wars, yes.
Yeah, I mean, and they used to do the whole body positivity thing, and they used to say, beautiful at any size, yet people will get upset when you say as beautiful as Lizzo. Well, I'm actually quite happy to bring this up tonight. See if we got it here. Whoop, wrong one. No. Yes, that's the button. Okay. Here we go. Let me switch over the tab. Okay. Lizzo celebrates reaching her weight loss goal. Quotes, I did it. This is by Brendan Morrow of USA Today. All right. Lizzo is feeling good as hell as she celebrates a major milestone in her weight loss journey. The About Damn Time singer, 36, shared Saturday on Instagram that she has reached my weight loss release goal. In the caption of 2 new photos showing off her success, she wrote, "I haven't seen this number since 2014. Lizzo also shared screenshots from an app congratulating her for meeting her weight goals and lowering her BMI, body mass index, by 10.5 and losing 16% body fat. But in a clip on her Instagram story, the Grammy winner said she expects to still receive negative comments from trolls about her weight. Yeah, that's going to happen regardless, no doubt. It says, she says, even at the end of my weight loss journey, I'm not going to be considered thin by any means, she said. I will still be considered morbidly obese on the BMI, and little bros on the internet are still going to call me big backed, but I will be happy. And Lizzo, you should be happy. Let's see real quick here. Where is the picture? Okay, here it is. We all remember what she looks like. There's a reminder. Okay, and I'm going to bring it over to here. Now she looks like that. Yeah, she's still got extra on her, but that is a lot less than she used to have. And in comparison, she looks phenomenal. I mean, that's a huge, huge thing to accomplish right there. I mean, congratulations. This sets a good precedent, I think. It sets a good example, and it is quite aspirational what she's accomplished here. What do you guys think?
I doubt the Noah's Empic claim, to be honest.
Yeah, that's what I've heard. According to, I've heard, I can't go and confirm all that for my own self. Obviously, I just go by what's been stated on the internet, articles and such. But according to everything, she put in the work, she exercised and watched her eating. And this is fantastic. It's a lot healthier than where she was. She looks so much better. And I think she's going to feel a lot better and be a lot happier this way. And I think it sets a good example for people in general.
I think that's the biggest point. It sets a good example. It's like, instead of being proud of being overweight and eating more and, laughing in the face
that
of
was
death.
A brand for her. And that was not just damaging to herself, but probably anybody who is easily influenced.
Yeah, because
excuse me. But hail Animation Overload, good to see you.
Hey, yes, Animation,
how's it going? This is fantastic news. I'm very happy for her. Having been like over 300 pounds at one point myself, well over 300 pounds. I've dropped 100 pounds. I've been going back up lately, but I'm working on getting back down. So when I'm trying to get back down again myself and I see someone do that, it's very encouraging. It's like kind of pick up on some of that ambient momentum, so to speak.
Yeah. I started getting like a little bit of a belly at some point, and I just stopped eating pasta and just started eating more steak, and it kind of trimmed the fat.
Yep. Now, Christy says, I think she looks great. And Animation Overload asks, playing Marvel vs. Capcom? Yes, he is.
That's right. I just got a Steam Deck today, and as a sort of reward for myself for having finished penciling the comic book, and Marvel vs. Capcom.
Congratulations on that, by the way.
Say again?
I said congratulations on that.
Why, thank you.
For you,
Thank you. I'm getting started on the inking this week, so that's going to be a lot of fun.
I mean, you have quite a lot of talent. In fact, I'm going to kind of a bit of a self shout out as well as tooting your horn. You did this phenomenal work for New World Detectives.
That's right. That's right. I sent you a higher resolution than that, though, right?
Yeah, but this is the only one I could fit into my OBS.
Okay.
So that's why that's there.
Well, yeah, there's one that's way too huge. I will grant you that.
Yeah, but I do. Hang on, let me blow my picture back up. I do have your works on my back wall here.
Oh, that's awesome, man.
There's for now. I need to get these framed, but here's Sabrina right there. And there's Detective William Roberts and Hunter Reggie Stewart getting ready to take on LA and
Beautiful.
some of the scumbags pulling a kidnapping stunt. You know,
That's right.
good guys being good guys.
And now we're going to start the Go Fun Wrangler Frames drive. So you can put those things in some lovely frames as they deserve.
But here's the thing. With Lizzo having lost so much weight and looking so much better now, she really does look good. I mean, is she perfect? No, but wow, what an improvement. And that is phenomenal. But that leaves a pretty big void in that music industry, doesn't it? I mean, that's a big space that's just left open. And I gotta wonder possibly who is big enough to fill that kind of void.
Woo!
Keep absolutely still. This vision's based on movement.
What the hell did I just witness?
That's the rapper that is suing a Lyft driver for not letting her get into his car because she's too big. Have you not heard about that?
No, I try to avoid those parts of the world.
Yeah, well, that's a real thing. I watched a couple videos on it, people covering that article, and I was like, okay, yeah, that stuff's still going on. But I mean, it's being covered by everybody and everything to the point where it's like, there's only one thing left to do: clown on it.
As you should.
Yep. Christy says that was also Jurassic Park.
Well, I was at a point where I'm
Thank
like,
you,
are we
Christy.
just playing the clip? Are we just playing the clip? Or, oh, there's other plans. Oh, no.
No,
Yes.
but yeah, it was just the whole big debacle, and I wanted to clown on it. That was the whole point for making that clip. And I just thought it was a great way to follow up the good news of Lizzo making such an accomplishment. And really, I hope what Lizzo did there is a start of a trend. I would like to see some of the bigger celebrities or
The bigger celebrities.
well, physically bigger, get in shape and set a good example for, everybody. I mean, we've been unhealthy in this country for a long, long time now, in general, not us specifically, but the general population has been in a bad state of health in this country.
It's true.
And our food supply is garbage. And animation rapper.
I like that.
Yeah, what was her? Dank DeMoss, I think, is her name. But rapper Park. I really hope that what Lizzo did is like a start of a new trend, and even though we're going to now start clowning on Dank DeMoss there, I would like to see her follow suit, and hopefully she'll get healthy too, because it would be great to just suddenly see more and more people getting fit, getting healthy, feeling better about themselves. And trends can be good, not just annoying, obnoxious things that people are doing and trying to make normalized. Cool things can become a trend too. What is that still? Is that still Marvel versus Capcom there?
Yeah, so in the series of games, you have included the
Oh, it's the
Punisher.
Punisher.
Yeah, Punisher it's not a versus
Beat 'em
game.
up.
Yeah, but it was the first game that kind of like opened up the agreement between
Yeah,
the two companies,
that's
basically.
more of a Double Dragon style thing.
Yeah, exactly. And you could play with a second player playing Nick Fury. And
Oh, nice.
so this was a mild success, but enough that the X-Men game could be made. So this was kind of like the test pilot game between the two companies.
Yeah, and the Punisher doesn't get enough love anymore, especially from
Oh yeah,
current
exactly.
day
Like yeah,
overly politically correct Marvel.
exactly. And if you made a Punisher game today, it would suck. Like it would be terrible. So to have an old one restored like that, remastered, it's cool.
Ruthless Punisher is the best Punisher.
Exactly, violent. You know.
And joining us now is King Bob.
Hey, King Bob, how's it going?
Saying your name loud is a bit of a stretch tonight. Sorry.
Well, I can't do how Royce does it either. So
Yeah, Royce is he's a singer, isn't he? Like he's got the vocals down
Yeah.
pretty good.
yep, he's what do we call a musician?
A musician.
Kitty.
Not to be confused with a musician, because those guys suck.
Those guys are just terrible.
I thought they blow. They use trumpets and wind instruments and all that.
Yes, I blew a lot in high school. Oh man.
Hey, now you're on TV. You're famous, Katie. Blue Man Blue has joined us. He says, "Hail the chat and hail the cat."
Oh, that's good. Oh yeah, I forget. I can't actually get on the chat because I'm not logged in. Stupid YouTube.
Yeah, YouTube gets funky sometimes like that. I used to like pop onto a live stream and like I have a big empty space where the chat is supposed to be, and I'm waiting for it to load, and I'm like, I have to refresh a couple times for it to get up. And he says, F the panel. Well, at least we rate enough for him to mention us. That's something, especially with Fu Man Blue. He's
We
really
did a thing. We could feel accomplished. Maybe not in the way we were hoping tonight, but we achieved a thing.
I need to find that clip from Futurama where somebody, I think it was Dr. Farnsworth, like insults Zoidberg, and Zoidberg just turns around and goes, "Hooray, recognition!"
Yeah. He's just starved for attention.
Oh, that poor show.
So what you got going on, King Bob?
Well, I'm eating dinner. I gotta get me a passport apparently, and then I gotta send my PayPal information to Tom that we were talking about yesterday.
Yeah,
'Cause I guess he wants me to re-edit his book, or maybe edit a book in the future. I'm not sure.
that'd be cool. I can vouch for you. King Bob is Gino. He is very good at developmental editing. He will go through. He doesn't hold back. He will tell you what's working right. He will tell you what's not working for him. And tell you why, what seems to be missing, or what seems a little stale, what's a little too much. Honesty is your best policy, right there, King Bob.
Oh yeah,
And
I don't like it. I'll tell you.
And without you, I would have had my second book would have been a complete and total mess. I somehow managed to stumble through the first one without you.
I still love your first book. It's still one of my favorite books of all time.
Yeah. You could
It's
say
just fun.
you could say Christy was my beta reader on that first one because she actually I would write a chapter, I'd send it to her, she'd actually read it. It's like, so I kind of had a beta reader in Christy. She encouraged me right through she was one of the ones who kept me going through the first book to actually get it done.
You talking about the Christina that's in the chat?
Yep. That very Christy or Christina.
I believe that. I've seen enough from her to know she's got good stuff.
Does he have a book of screw ups?
I should have like a list of books that, honestly, there are very few books that I've actually been so bored or annoyed with that I put it down and could not finish it. It's a very short list. And the one that always comes to mind is Moby Dick. I could not finish that book.
Really?
Uh-uh.
Huh. No, I can't say anything because I've never read it myself. But I mean, for being such a cultural classic, I'm surprised to hear you say that.
Well, that's the funny thing. Just because it's a classic doesn't mean it's good.
Yeah, I mean, like, look at what was it? Great Expectations. I had to read that in school, and as far as I was concerned, that was a never-ending Seinfeld episode without humor.
I agree. Did not care for that book, but I finished
However,
it, at least.
Oddly enough, because this is not my cup of tea at all, I did not mind Silas Marner. I think everybody else in the class hated it. I was somewhat interested. Go figure.
I kind of had that with Invisible Man. I did not really care for his writing style, but I thought the subject was so freaking interesting. I had to finish the book.
Christy says, I was the editor at first until I got fired. Kind of, sort of, not really. There was a lot going on. She got a laptop, or what she thought was a laptop. Turns out it was Google.
Oh, it was a Chromebook.
Yeah, and
Yeah.
that thing did not
Oh,
do
no.
anything she wanted to. It was nothing but trouble.
Well,
And
they're great for what they do. The problem is most people don't know what they do.
yeah, I tried to use one of those too, and I was so lost. What do they do?
They're great if you need only like very limited web-based stuff. So checking your web-based email is great. My cousin uses it to DM for D&D. It works great for that. Stuff like that. Like, as long as it doesn't take a lot of computing power and you don't need to really save it to the hard drive, you should be fine.
Yeah, well, we were trying to use it for word processing, and it just was not cooperating with Microsoft Word very well. It probably can, but we didn't know how.
Yeah, it'll work great for word processing that's online, like Google Docs or something like that. But
I was emailing her a chapter at a time, and it just,
yeah, I won't do that.
Something wasn't working right. See, Fu Man Blue says, Bob, do you really think about his book, or do you mean like Gunn meant The Flash was the best superhero movie?
Yeah, I just read that and I was laughing my butt off.
Excuse me for a minute.
It can't be
Whatever
me,
I had
man,
was
because
not
I don't have
completely
long hair.
done, but- What's that?
Said it can't be me that's more suspicious because I don't have long hair.
I have long hair and I'm always suspicious.
I have no hair.
Christy said, I bought a diary for where the mess ups were. Fu Man Blue says, I don't know who's more suspicious, Bob or the long hair. I am. Sorry.
Long hair versus no hair. Round one.
Oh, it was a re-up. It actually said you can no longer update. Please get a new one.
Yeah, they do that.
So would it just shy of going brick on you or something?
No, it'll still work, but it's way less secure and it's kind of just not worth the hassle. And of course, the reason they did this is because
they want you to buy more.
Well, not you. That's the fun part. There are a lot of school systems that now use Google Chromebooks. And so they have to buy new ones every 3 years because of this crap. So there you go. Taxpayer dollars being used so well.
Christy says that hers shut down completely. Yeah, she had one. My mother had one of those as well. We thought it was a laptop, tried to use it as one, and it doesn't work as one. So, yeah. Never made that mistake again.
I'll just take a
And
laptop, thanks. One
Yeah.
of my 3 laptops, depending.
I still need to get a new computer because trying to edit together that quick little Dank DeMoss video with Jurassic Park edits took me hours today because my computer is just, this is reminding me why I stopped making videos for the channel. When I get a new actual computer, I need to get a desktop and I'll start making videos for the channel again. I'd like to do full spoiler coverage videos on comic books again, and maybe start doing versus videos with Iron Age characters again, because I only have one true versus video with Iron Age characters, but it's just when I try to do video editing on this computer, it's so tired and bogged down. It's like I would start in a certain spot, start the video going, and the video will like pause for a second, but the sound will start right away. Then the video will start moving, and the stuff's out of sync with the sound and the video. The audio and video are out of sync, and when I go to process, it lines up wrong. It's just I need a computer that can handle it. Readout, I think you said you had the same laptop and it had issues with
Which one again?
It's an HP laptop.
Yeah, it bricked completely. I think I've gone through 2. When did I get? I got one of them Asus Tough laptops at the moment. I think I've had this for about 2 years now. But in a span of 5 or 6 years, I went for 2 different AP pavilions, and yeah, just trying to edit stuff with Clipchamp, it would just burp. It would just die.
Yeah, or I could spend hours, like 2 to 4 hours, lining everything up perfectly. Go to hit process, and then say, Clipchamp has encountered a problem, needs to close.
That's
and everything I was doing,
that's the dreaded
was
words.
done.
It's
It was
done
all-
then.
Yeah, and it doesn't save anything on this. Like I can't save a draft in Clipchamp on this computer. I don't know why. I never could.
Well, I'm debating myself if I'm going to depart. The only reason I've used Clipchamp for so long because I'm kind of a glutton for punishment when it comes to editing software. I'm like, okay, what's free or really cheap, and I'll find ways to work around it. Like I edited everything off of iMovie through 2023, and then I burned myself out on the Oscar Langley Soryu video. I did that whole video, so many layers on an iMovie app on a freaking smartphone, because that was when my HP had gone. So I had to finish editing on my smartphone, and I was just like, never again through iMovie. So that's what I pivoted fully to in Clipchamp. But even though here on the new laptop, I've had issues with Clipchamp. It's not the laptop, it's Clipchamp itself just sometimes glitching out. There's only so many layers you can put in on a file for Clipchamp before it freaks out. I learned that the hard way with, I think it was the Paoli video. There were so many layers on some of them animated maps. My trick is get like a base template, get all the videos I'm satisfied with, all the main clips, get them edited, transitions in, process that. Now that's only one file. Now I can overlay if I want to put text in and do more animations in like another window, if that makes sense.
Yeah. Now, where I would really run into problems before my computer itself got tired, I'm surprised it still lets me stream. But
Yes,
where I
we're
was
all
really
impressed.
running into problems is when I'm blending audios. Like I would take the audio that was beneath the part you're supposed to see, I'd give it like 12 to 15 little chops in a row and go through and bump the audio up or down by 1 until it's faded out or faded in. And when I would do that, Clipchamp would just go, too much.
Yeah, I will say Clipchamp, it's probably weakest element, minus its many other faults. I'd probably say it's not great with audio mixing. It is not really, you don't really get many options, at least on the free version. You get like 2 seconds really to fade in and out at most.
Yeah. But for what I like how it works, when I would do that and it would work, it worked well. But sometimes Clipchamp would go vapor lock on me. Or sometimes when I'm in the middle of doing a bunch of stuff, then I pull something in, hit remove detach audio, and hitting that detach audio, it would get stuck in a endless buffer. Like it's working on it, but it's never going to get done. And once that's going, as soon as you try and process, it'll say encountered a problem, needs to close, and you lose everything. So I stopped trying to detach audio from.
Well, I've not had that problem before.
Oh, I had it multiple times. And I get to the point now where I thought it was pretty much just my laptop is just tired. I mean, this is a 2019. I got it. It's basically a glorified Office document computer. And I got it to try and start learning how to build a video game, which you've all heard that story. I learned but now I'm using it for like video editing and processing and stuff. And it's just more than it was meant to be in the first place. This was meant to be an office laptop. And I'm using it first. I need to get a gaming computer to handle the stuff I'm trying to do.
I mean, so far, that's what the Asus Tough laptop is for. It is a gaming laptop primarily. And I enjoy. Now, when I bought it, was about $800. I don't know what the price has gone up to now. That was about 2 years ago. I'm satisfied with it. I was advised to get something from Asus, so that's why I ended up with this.
Me and my brother both use Asus for our laptops. We love them. It's called a Toughbook, by the way.
And you said we're cray.
Toughbook.
These have been overpriced garbage since Dell bought them out. Dude, you're getting a Dell.
Yeah. I mean, I didn't know that when I bought my Alienware. When I found that out, I was royally pissed.
Oh, hold on. Alienware was bought out by Dell? I thought you meant HP was bought out by Dell.
No, Alienware was bought up by Dell.
Wow. Let's
That
catch
was
up
back
with the
in-
chat here.
That was like 1998 or 1999.
Fu says about 6 years late with that advice. So just stop
Yeah.
it.
Yeah. But yeah, I had nothing but problems with their batteries and all sorts of crap.
Christy says, for Christmas, I bought a couple boxes of chocolate-covered cherries and put them under the tree. What does that have to do with the computers? I'm lost there. Am I missing reference to something a little sooner? Or?
No, but she's getting me some, but wait
Oh.
till you read her next comment.
Here we go. Yeah, Animation said I got a new PC for Christmas. That's what she's referring to. Okay.
Right.
Now it makes sense. And Animation said, I've been playing around with Shotcut. So far, it's been good. What's Shotcut?
It's a video editing software. I've used it. It's very simple and it's open source, I believe. So it's free.
I was
I
going to
may
say,
have to check it out. But I
Just don't
when
use,
I do get back into stuff, I'm going to start off with Clipchamp just because I know where all the buttons are in that. You know, I hate trying to learn a new system because everything I knew how to do like that is suddenly 15 minutes of searching.
does
And
no
I
one
hate
use Caden
the
Live?
change. What's that?
Does no one use Caden Live?
Yeah, I've used Kden Live a lot. I still use it.
Say, according to the Linux community, that's like the best one out there.
Yeah, and I'm using it on a Mac right now and it works perfectly.
Yeah, same
I bet I could
difference.
even use it on my Steam Deck because that's a Linux as well.
Yeah, Arch Linux.
Pretty awesome.
Yeah, I'm jealous. You
Yeah.
got the.
I've been waiting a long time for
Well, I'm assuming you got the new one. That's the.
the OLED.
OLED?
so-
Yeah, mine's not OLED. I wish it was.
That's pretty cool. I got this Marvel Versus and Spider-Man as well that I want to play. And Cyberpunk was on special, so I got that too. Actually, I got
Says, the liquid ones make me gag because I cannot shove the whole thing in my mouth. But they are the best.
Yeah, those guys are.
Phrasing, Fu, phrasing.
yeah phrasing.
It's almost like we're in like Bat Sauce's freaking chat.
Right? and thank you, Christy, for starting this thread.
There you go.
Christy. This is going in the wrong direction so quick.
Yeah, should probably get on Discord and see if I can invite Bat Sauce and Seabats and make it really degenerate.
Yeah, then I'll
If
go
they-
to
if
war
they-
for
if
them
they
over
wanna pop
Highlander.
in here, they are welcome. That'd be cool.
Highlander or the Ernest movies, yeah.
Oh, could you imagine if Ernest was the last Highlander?
I'd watch that movie.
Oh, dude, I'd watch that in a
He was the
heartbeat.
one, actually.
AI will make this a thing.
Where's frickin'
Yeah,
James when we need him?
You know how for the longest time I was saying let's replace characters with Deadpool to see what we do. Let's replace Deadpool with Ernest. See, Fu Man Blue says you just derailed the panel. Everything stalled when she got to the cherry talk.
You could replace Ernest in everything, man. Like, what if Ernest was the Spider-Man? Like, what if
Somebody does that.
Ernest Back to the Future?
That would be fun.
Just a second. I know
I
I've
miss
seen
Jim
somebody
Varney.
do that.
I mean, it's the internet. If you can think of it, somebody's already done it.
Well, I don't think he's done Ernest, but I know he's done a lot of other people in various video games.
The Animation Overload says, I'd wait to try Shotcut until you get a new computer. My old rundown laptop could barely handle it. All right. Yeah, if it can't handle chip clamp right now, it probably won't handle Shotcut.
Yeah, I mean, video editing in general is super intensive, resource intensive.
Ernest McCloud. I am Ernest McCloud of the Trailer Park McCloud.
Oh, God.
I've seen those videos too, and I've shared those. The
Like
music
those-
videos of
yeah.
those trailer park ones. Holy crap.
So what are you still playing Punisher there?
Yeah, I'm still. I keep dying, but like the quarters are free, so it's like I could play this all the way to the end, like a rich kid.
I wonder, can we play 2-player online?
Punisher,
on the
you can watch Punisher online, but you can do all the other Marvel verses online. It's got this, what's it called? There's this thing where you can it manages all the input for players who are playing online, collision detection stuff, or management. What I don't know the whole thing of ringamajig, but basically, yeah, you could play Marvel versus with find online players who want to match up, and match up. Either you could say like, I want to play this specific game, or you could say, oh, I want to match up with anybody who wants to play any game on this series.
The reason I ask is I could hop on Steam right now, get that one, and then we could put it up on the screen with both of us playing.
Yeah, I think Punisher you can co-op watch Punisher, I believe. I don't know if you can co-op play. I think it's just as a spectator. But it's definitely worth a buy, man. It's fucking Marvel versus Capcom. Like, I'm not gonna tell you not to get it. It's like freaking awesome.
Yeah.
And we could definitely, we could do lobbies and we could match up and we could play versus matches eventually. I mean, as soon as you get it.
Animation Overload and Fu Man Blue are going to town here. They got Ernest McFly, Ernest Bean, Ernest Smart.
Put Ernest in
Bean crossover. I'm down. Yeah, right, King Bob.
Put Ernest in Pulp Fiction or Ernest Die Hard.
Well, I sent you a video in the private chat.
Yeah, and I'm about to play it. It's up on the screen right now.
Oh, yeah, this guy does all these things, and some of them are really funny. Some of them are just okay.
Yeah, Fu Man Blue. I do remember that show. I never watched it, but I
Yeah.
was.
Did you not know that? Yeah, Get Smart was a Mel Brooks production. One of his earlier does. Yep.
Ernest Newhart. And of course, Christy remembers Get Smart. All right, let's check out this Mr. Bean in Cyberpunk 2077.
Wait, what?
Yeah, I just picked one. He has a whole bunch.
All right.
Hold on, I gotta pause my game for this.
Hold on. Actually, let me get out of full screen here. This YouTube channel is Ellie Handle B Wave.
Mr.
It's
Bean
from
Cyberpunk.
3 years ago. All right.
I love the internet.
All right. Let's check it out. Let me know if the volume needs to go up or down.
There
Hey,
you go.
you looking for some company tonight?
Where's your cute little ass rushing off to?
Papers.
You look like a cunt sitting on mute, are you? Look down.
Oh, someone needs to make a mod for this.
Wake the fuck up, samurai. We have a city to burn.
What an image.
Oh man, that's great. Good editing. Oh man.
The 1980s.
Johnny's like, fuck you. Oh, that's pretty good, man. Good storytelling with just clips. Yeah, that's pretty much cyberpunk for you.
Are you fucking punk?
Oh my god.
Beautiful. Beautiful, man. I love
That
it.
was awesome. There are all his patrons who helped him make it happen. Oops. Wait, I was trying to pause it. There are credits on the screen. I just wanted it to be available for everyone to see because
Acknowledge the patrons.
exactly.
Yeah, they're good people.
All right, that was fun.
They get money so we can laugh.
I think the first one I saw from him was like a Leslie Nielsen one in something, but I can't remember what it was.
Leslie Nielsen. Yeah, do we want to see a Lethal Weapon naked gun crossover?
Yes. Of course we do.
Of course, Murtaugh's gonna be like, I'm too old for this.
Oh. I forgot I watched that one. It's only a minute long too. Joe Biden and Fallout 4. That's hilarious.
Oh man.
Seriously? Send me the link. Send me the link.
All right.
I mean, depending on certain situations, we got pretty close to that being a real life thing. Biden
Yeah.
running for Fallout 4.
Are you sure it's not Joe Biden creates Fallout 4? Creates Fallout?
And I'm surprised nobody's done this yet. Somebody must have done it. A few somebodies must have done it. I'm convinced somewhere out there must be a Weekend at Bernie's edit with Joe Biden in place of Bernie.
Oh yeah, that's for sure. They did that early, I think, in his presidency.
Yeah, only they missed the weekend part in the real world.
Yeah. It's a little longer than a weekend.
Cyber
4
Beast
years at the White
27.
House.
Okay, I see. There's something in the chat there. In
Oh, yeah.
the private
Put it
chat.
up.
I'm gonna catch up with chat and then I'll jump to that link.
Well, apparently Christina's getting naked for everyone, so there's something.
Uh-oh. Am I drinking tea? No, I'm drinking coconut water. I'm
Oh,
trying
that's
to
good.
rehydrate. Ernest Riggs. Naked weapon.
There you go. AI is going to be used for like hilarious memes and parodies in the future. That's the only good use for it.
Yeah, they've done some pretty good ones. At least Gronk has.
Mr. President, wake
Yeah.
up.
But we can't see it though, Wrangler.
Yeah, it wasn't supposed to start playing yet. I hit a wrong button because I'm a klutz on the keyboard. What can I say? There we go.
So old, I don't even remember this thing.
This is
God.
from. See, oh,
2 years
same
ago.
guy. It's from 2 years ago.
A lot has changed in 2 years.
Oh yeah.
Mr. President, wake up.
A lot of change in 2 weeks, man.
Yeah.
Get to work. There's so much more to be done.
Say, champ, you want to play golf? Go get the golf.
Just remember, no HC30.
God bless the wall.
What a stupid son of a bitch.
Poor kids are just as bright and just as talented as white kids.
There's an entrance test. We call it the safe test.
Why the hell would I take a test?
Everyone's got to take it.
Come on, man. I am your son.
A damn liar, man. That's not true.
Yep. Not a long one.
Who said I love the internet earlier?
Frederick.
Yeah, that could backfire sometimes.
Yeah. I'm kind of agreeing with you, Frederick.
Yeah, no, for sure.
I do love the internet. Just answer 2 different questions without context. Yeah, answering questions without context can be very dangerous. Foo. Excuse me.
Should I click on this link or not?
Uh-oh. What link might you be clicking?
That was just a stupid Instagram thing.
Wow.
Was not funny. My cousin thought it was funny, but it wasn't.
Yeah. So have any of you guys heard of this monstrosity of a so-called film called Amelia Perez?
No, I have not.
Things that was not expecting 2025 to hit me with a brick with. And the funny thing is, it's not even a product of this year. I think it's a product of last year, but it was so bad and nobody knew about it. And then Hollywood had a Hollywood.
Yep, and they gave it 13 award nominations or something.
And I
Of course
hope
they
it
did.
wins every mother effing one of them.
It will.
Burn the whole freaking Academy to the ground.
It's the new shape of water or whatever this stupid crap was. Except this time it's a musical.
And except this time,
It
every
was
form of
so much
audience
work.
hates it. Every form of audience.
Yeah, and they were trying to use it to like highlight Mexican culture, and Mexico despises it.
Oh yeah, they're the ones who brought in like fucking Latinx, right?
Oh,
It's like they're imposing fucking woke on Mexicans and
Yeah, they won't stand
Hispanics.
for that crap.
you know what?
No, they're based.
That's what happens when you
Amelia
cast Selena
Perez
Gomez.
is to Mexico as Assassin's Creed Shadows is to Japan.
Oh.
Mexico likes it about that much. What?
Yeah,
In fact,
okay.
let me see something. Let's put a big old hat tip out there to Critical Drinker. Let's let him explain this one to you.
Nah, it'll be fine.
No, not this time. It won't.
Nah, it'll be fine.
Don't I have that as a clip in here somewhere?
Yeah, you do somewhere. Don't ask me where.
You go
I
look
do.
here. I must have it somewhere in here.
Oh, I know you
That's
do.
like
You've played it so
kind of
many
a
times.
must.
Nah, it'll be fine.
There you go.
All right,
You
let's
know,
see.
unfortunately, I've reached that point. I don't know if it's a good or bad thing. Whenever I'm writing a script or anything, like in my brain, what do you call it? Your like conscious or something reads it in Critical Drinker's voice from time to time.
Oh yeah.
It's like anything that's like especially if it's something relating to pop culture, it is always in his voice.
All right, I got it here. All right, the Critical Drinker, everybody. This guy is just awesome. Let's let him talk about this so-called movie.
Albert Einstein once famously remarked that if you put your hand on a hot stove for a minute, it seems like an hour. On the other hand, sit with a pretty girl for an hour and it seems like a minute. Then again, Albert Einstein never had to sit through 133 minutes of Amelia Perez, a movie so bone-crunchingly, brain-meltingly, bowel-emptyingly tedious, trite, overwrought, pretentious, and pandering that it actually manages to collapse in on itself and form its own singularity of anti-entertainment, stretching minutes into what seems like ice ages and making me ask for like the 500th time in recent years, what the hell is wrong with modern Hollywood?
And he's got a point. I actually first heard about this movie watching Jester Bell's channel, and you could tell her video, I think, is called "I've Seen Hell," and she went over all the details of this movie. And the only reason I kept watching is because I felt so bad for her. I didn't want her to suffer alone. You know, it's like that's why I watched her video describing everything she went through. You could see in her face like the total disappointment she has in humanity over this movie existing. The Critical Drinkers version of it, far easier to digest.
My first thought would be a lot.
Anyway, let's get this evisceration over with quickly because I need something to dull the memory of this film, like a cordless drill. So the movie is told...
They may have used that in the procedure in this movie.
From the point of view of Rita, an attorney working in Mexico, played by the always capable Zoe Saldana, who is by far the best thing about this entire movie. Anyway, Rita's far more intelligent than the dumb, incompetent men around her and has to spoon feed them through their own cases in the middle of a courtroom. I know this because the movie literally tells me exactly what to think. No time for subtle inferences here, people. Go, go, go! Anyway, after helping an abusive husband walk free from murdering his wife, for which Rita carries absolutely no guilt or atones for in any way, she's contacted by the infamous cartel boss Manitas Del Monte. Wait a minute, Del Monte?
The man from Del Monte, he says yes!
Anyway, so it turns out that the man from
very
Del
nice.
Monte...
What's that?
That's a very nice touch. I would
It
not have
is.
thought to put that clip in there. That was brilliant.
doesn't want to be a man anymore. He wants a sex change operation to become a woman and to leave his brutal past behind him by faking his own death and starting a new life. And for some reason, he entrusts all of this to an obscure lawyer that he's never even met before. Yeah, sounds like a winning plan to me, bro. So after dicking around for a bit, the man from Del Monte puts his plan into action. His wife and kids are told that he's been killed, Rita has a good cry for some reason, and the man from Del Monte becomes the woman from Del Monte, now known as Amelia Perez. Skip forward 4 years and Rita's living the high life in London from her ill-gotten gains when, wouldn't you know it, she happens to bump into Amelia again.
Fuck.
It turns...
Yeah. Oh, by the way, guys, this is a musical too.
I can see why it won all these
Theater
awards.
Kids. I can't take Theater Kids musical anymore. I can't do them. I can't do it.
This is stunning and brave.
Anymore. I was a theater kid, man.
You know what I mean.
Present company accepted.
Turns out that Amelia wants to see her family again, so together they concoct an elaborate scheme to bring them back to live with her in Mexico.
Hold on, what was it? Read out? Couldn't hear you.
No, just Theater Kids. It's not just a group of people anymore. It's a freaking subgenre of suck.
Yeah, that's fair.
She pretends to be a long-lost cousin from the man from Del Monte, and somehow Amelia's ex-wife totally doesn't recognize her or suspect that anything might be amiss. Yeah, don't worry, love. This 6-foot-tall, 200-pound woman that you've never met before and just suddenly showed up with truckloads of money claiming to be a long-lost family member is definitely legit. No reason to question this one bit. Anyway, things are going just swell until Amelia gets a sudden bout of guilty conscience and decides that she wants to make amends for her past actions by recovering the bodies of cartel victims and reuniting them with their families so they can have some kind of closure. And I love how the movie portrays this as some sort of beautiful, selfless act of kindness on her part. Motherfucker, you're the reason most of these people are in the ground in the first place, you dick. Oh, in case you hadn't noticed, someone put a magnet on this movie's moral compass because characters are almost never held to account for their past actions. Like, I totally get that Amelia started a new life now, and in some ways sees herself as a whole new person, but I'm sorry, getting a sex change doesn't magically erase all the bad things you've done in your life. Anyway, while all this is going on, Amelia's ex-wife rekindles an affair that she's been having with another man before leaving Mexico, and Amelia herself starts a romance with the wife of one of the cartel victims that she helped to recover.
Oh, by the way,
Yeah.
this whole time, welcome Herman and James.
Oh, welcome, guys.
It'll be fine.
Hello, friends. How are
Yeah.
you all doing?
Great.
Alright.
I'm a gamer now, James.
Oh wow, look at him. You got the Steam Deck. Wow.
That's correct.
Groovy. What's the battery life on that?
Well, it
That's on the
hasn't.
game.
It hasn't died yet.
Ooh, that's fun.
It's that new.
Well, yeah, I just got it.
Well, the higher the AAA game, the quicker the battery will go out.
Yeah, and you have to tweak with the settings a lot for different games.
Ah, okay.
Oh, wow. Yeah, but also in this movie, the fact that cartel leader fakes his death, gets a sex change, and comes back and is now saying he's the cousin of his former dead self, and his wife doesn't recognize that it's him in a wig. It's
Yeah.
unreal.
Although she would be bigoted if she recognized him.
Right.
This is like Days of Our Lives level writing we're going for here. In fact, no, forget that. Days of Our Lives is probably better than this. Anyway,
Yep.
eventually Amelia gets a little too possessive with her former family and threatens her ex-wife. Ha! You can take the lad out of the cartel, but you can't take the cartel out of the lad, eh? So her wife runs away with her lover, and then they kidnapped Amelia and demand a ransom from Rita, but then there's a big shootout when she tries to get her back, and then all three of them try to escape, but then drive off a cliff and die. And Amelia gets a big funeral, and everyone acts like she's some kind of martyr for truth and justice. And that's it. That's the plot for Amelia Perez. Where the fuck?
Yeah, this is the big award winning that they're all praising. Unreal.
Do I even start with this film? I mean, I could talk about the cringe-inducing musical numbers that genuinely made me regret the invention of music as an art form. And I don't just mean this little number.
Men to woman, or woman to men.
I hate this
To
one.
woman.
From penis to vagina.
Dang.
I mean, literally every
That's Sam
song.
Neill.
I always love that he uses the in the Mouth of Madness clip. I always love it.
Oh gosh, that's so clown world.
But he should also use the one from the very end where Sam Neill just loses his mind with laughter in the theater.
Oh yeah.
I love
Movie,
Sam
which is
Neill.
mostly just discordant, disharmonious, obnoxious noise with no real melody or technical skill to back it up. I could talk about the cast of completely unlikable arseholes, none of which inspired anything even resembling empathy or interest in me, and who I genuinely didn't care if any of them lived or died by the ends. I could mention the totally reductive and stereotypical depiction of Mexico as a corrupt, crime-ridden shithole with the cliched
Which it
Hollywood
is.
piss filter applied to everything. I could criticize the complete lack of moral accountability, where the movie practically demands that we accept Amelia as a good, righteous, well-meaning person just because she had a sex change. I could even criticize the hammy acting and the melodramatic dialogue that feels like it came from a Mexican soap opera instead of a supposedly serious crime drama. But
Hey, wait a minute.
actually, Mexican soap operas are probably far better than this. If there's one thing that's ever been on every time I've turned on something that says Univision, it's been a soap opera. They know their soap operas.
Yeah.
They probably would do it a lot better.
Say, I don't usually disagree with Critical Drinker, but that was just unfair. Mexican soap operas are awesome. So,
Well,
no.
he is drunk and Scottish, so
But you know
somebody...
what? I'm not going to bother with that. I'm just going to get right to the core of the problem and say that the movie's biggest issue is that it's fucking boring. It goes on what feels like forever. There's big long stretches where the plot just kind of grinds to a halt. And by the 60-minute mark, I was feeling like Tatiana on date night, desperately gritting my teeth and hoping it would be over soon. But it wasn't. The thing is, deep down in the core of this movie, I think there's actually a half-decent story about a man trying to escape his dark past through the creation of a new identity, only to be pulled back in by trying to atone for his misdeeds and ultimately forced to reconcile who he was with who he is now. All told from the perspective of an increasingly jaded woman lured into a world she doesn't understand and desperately wants to escape. But it's all buried under so much ridiculous...
Did Drinker just mentally try to fix this thing?
No, I think he's just saying that
He
there's
saw-
lost potential.
Yeah, he saw a moment of goodness in an absolute garbage movie.
That guy is you can see the silver lining anywhere at that point. Wow.
overwrought soap opera bullshit that it's impossible to take seriously. There's no genuine attempt to grapple with the repercussions of the character's shitty life decisions, and for all her do-good charity work, I never got the impression that Emilia felt any true remorse for the things she'd done, and she was certainly never held accountable for any of it. Neither was Rita, who was arguably just as culpable and was absolutely an accessory to multiple crimes, including harboring a known felon and covering up multiple murders. But, you know, she's like an oppressed minority or something, I guess, so that makes it fine.
Bullshit!
And the thing is, it would be entirely possible to overlook all of this, even overlook the film itself, if Hollywood didn't insist on showering it with every accolade that's ever been invented. Much like the ending of the film itself, where an entirely undeserving individual is elevated to a status that they absolutely don't deserve, Emilia Perez the movie has been held aloft like the second coming of Citizen Kane, with 13 Academy Award nominations.
Really?
13. That literally puts it right up there with some of the greatest movies ever made. And let's not kid ourselves here. There's one very good reason why this film has been pushed so hard in Hollywood, and it's got nothing to do with its objective quality. Emilia Perez is the literal personification of the hollow, performative, cliched lecturing that Hollywood does best. Ironically enough, pissing off the very people that it's trying so hard to pander to. LGBT people, women, and even the entire country of Mexico seem to fucking hate this film. And quite frankly, I stand right by their side. But you know what? I hope it wins. I hope it wins fucking everything, because it...
One of you guys just said that before we started this video, right? You hope it wins all of them?
Yeah, that was
just
Readout.
to prove
Yeah.
how completely out of touch and irrelevant Hollywood has become. Congratulations, Film Academy. You played yourselves. Now it's time to reap the fucking rewards.
Yep.
Anyway, that's all I've got for today. Go away now.
Yeah, man, like all those women were really crying a lot.
I mean, here I thought the only horrifically bad movie to come out this year was going to be the Snow White remake. I thought it was going to be a quiet year, you know.
That's pushed back, though, isn't it?
But
Or
no,
canceled?
no, it just keeps coming. The shit just keeps flowing.
The year only began. The year only began.
It's only begun.
Call me Cousin Anita.
It's January, man.
Hi there.
It's only February now.
Let's find out what chat's been saying.
No wonder I put my Chanel cologne.
Something about not vaping while lying down.
All right.
Okay, that's a good idea.
Don't eat
Get
sandwiches while lying down either.
What's a clouder do I want to know?
Clouder with Clouder?
I'm not sure what she's talking about of a clouder.
She explains it. I didn't know what one was either.
Wait, I'm still trying to process all the innuendo here. A massive army of cats. Is that an actual word, Christy? It's Christy, so it probably is.
I know a congress is a big old group of baboons. Yeah, it's a congress.
Yeah, I remember hearing that one.
That would look horrible, but then I know Christy is talking about cats. And in some ways, it still sounds horrible.
Cats, man.
Yeah.
I think Fu Man Blue, I'm thinking he was nominated for Best Actress, believe it or not.
So, Herman and James, what have you guys been up to?
Just started another big old project that's going to take up most of the month, and that's been draining me. Besides that, buckling down on some writing projects, and I got one video project in the works that I need to get to. And then, just usual sandwich stuff.
His last short story was really good. I read it.
Thank you. It's not released
I
yet
still
either.
haven't gotten to that yet either, but I need to. The latest Billy Bob. What's the subtitle on this one?
Oh, that's a different one. But
Yeah, it's a different one.
That one's good too.
That's Billy Bob meets Kung Fu Sasquatch.
Yes, that one. Yeah, I'm looking forward to that one.
I'm going to actually release 2 stories this month. One is going to be a Billy Bob, and the other one's going to be the short story that our dear king here has read for us.
King Bob.
Okay, I'll be back in a second.
Indeed.
All right.
So
How about you, Herman?
Convalescing. Although I did get some writing done last weekend, and it's tax time now, so I have to work on getting my taxes done because I started up an LLC, which I wish to God I didn't have to do. But so I'm prepping to go to the Midland Comic Con, which is in Midland, Michigan, on I think it's March 5th and 6th. Or no, March 7th, 8th, and 9th, I think. So I got all my books stocked up, and made sure I have equal numbers of The Revenant and The Cult Part 1 and Part 2. So so doing that
That's something I gotta think about myself, because in a few months I'll probably be setting up a booth, and I gotta make sure I got the physical copies on hand to do it.
Yeah. I was kicking myself last time I sold out. And, I could have made a lot more, and I didn't. So it is what it is.
I mean, still, selling out is usually a good sign in a way.
Yeah, I mean, I could have sold more.
Yeah.
So that's so I make sure I've got a whole lot of books, and hopefully I will sell out again.
Blue Man Blue says, I just want the guy to win Best Actress. The irony is irresistible. Seeing those agenda peddling bitches reap what they sown. Yeah, that would be interesting if a dude wins Best Actress. It'll do for the awards what Dylan Mulvaney did for Bud Light. What was it? Putting it on the can for Women's Month, and women were pissed.
Well, women are pissed every month, so.
Yeah, that's. I think I've noticed that same pattern now that you mention it.
What a world! What a world! So, how's the Steam Deck treating you there, Freddie?
It's pretty incredible, man. It's quite a good fit. AAA games on there. Works very well. Like I said, I haven't had time. I haven't even played an hour yet. Or maybe I have. Yeah, I started playing like 15 minutes before
Played
the
about an
show
hour.
started. Yeah, about an hour and a half. So I should probably charge it.
I got the timer down here.
Oh no, the battery's pretty good. So yeah, I'm thrilled, man. It's like I've been putting this off for a while, so I've been waiting for it for a long time. So it's fun to get into it. Almost guilt-free. Yeah, Marvel Versus is just a lot of fun, man. It's you can jump in, play quick games, and get back to work, without having to dive like half an hour into a game or or 4 hours, God forbid. But I got those other games that'll take all of my time. Don't worry. I got Cyberpunk was on sale. That's the thing. I think Steam gets you with all these sales. Like I got Witcher 3. I never wanted Witcher 3, but it was like $13. I'm like, okay, I'll get it.
I only buy games on sale if they're under $5.
Well, yeah, that's
because I'm a pug.
But it was a AAA game, so I figured. Same with Red Dead. I think Red Dead was like $13 or $20. I think Red Dead 2 with like a complete game. So I was like, okay, well, I can't pass on that. Like
you can get like 18 cheap games with $20.
Yeah, but I'd rather like spend a long time in a game I like than try 18 different so-so games.
There are pretty good ones out there.
I would imagine. I mean, the indie people who pour love into their games and give it like a good gameplay. That's
you'd probably get closer to like 7 good games for $20, but yeah.
Gentlemen, I'll be right back in a moment or two.
Very well. Yep. Very well. I actually picked up an all right one for its base price was 99 cents. It was a little roguelike. What is it called? I haven't played in a couple days, but it's one of that you can jump into at any time, have fun, and then just pop right back out. Give me 1 second. Launching the Steam so we can see what the game's called. It's a very fun one whose mechanics are a little difficult to explain. Well, not really. You essentially are a samurai, and then a bunch of other samurai come out to kill you. And the way you attack is you hold down your left click and you scribble across the screen to where each and every one of the enemy samurai is. That freezes the screen. And then when it unfreezes, your character goes across the street at rapid pace, slaying all of them and leaving little pools of blood. And you basically just kill as many as you can until they get you.
That's interesting gameplay.
Yes, it's called Haya. Hayai. Let me play it and bring up the other screen and show it off. Yeah. Oh, this world. What have you guys been playing?
I know Otter, who is in here, has been playing, what's it called, Vampire or something? It looks like an 8-bit game, except the screen is filled with enemies. What's the name? Vampire something or other? You guys not know?
Yes, I remember him bringing it up.
Yeah, it just looks addictive. A couple of people have been telling me it's addictive. It's $6. So I think it's a good price as well.
Oh no, it's been a little while since I played this one. But this one was 99 cents at base price, and it's very very stylistic.
Yeah, it's very
and the soundtrack's actually really cool too. It's got like a
it's black and white
hip-hop soundtrack.
In red. Yeah, very stylish.
Yeah. And it's just a good one to, you play a little survival mode. And it's just really, really satisfying when you take out the enemies. And I always like the stylish games when it comes to the cheaper games, because you'll see some of them come out and they'll just have a really good art style to them. And some of them are even hand-drawn, which is insane. So some games I just own because I think, oh man, look at this art style.
Yeah, I mean that's why I wanted to get the Marvel versus Capcom. To be honest, this might sound ridiculous, but it's just to get hyped when I'm drawing fight scenes.
Ooh.
These fights, these games were made to push it to the extreme, because they're all superheroes and stuff. So it's really invigorating and thrilling. And you figure play a little bit of that, and you really get into the mindset of a fast action-paced combat, which you could then, put to paper.
Ah, okay. That's very interesting.
Yeah, same with Spider-Man. I wanted to get a superhero that's high above the buildings, just to get in the mindset of Rattel, because Rattel, it's a drone flight, of course, but it's kind of it's close, it's similar.
Okay. Kind of get almost like doing a little bit of homework there.
Yeah, it's having fun and at the same time kind of letting your writer brain dream up of ideas that you can bring into the story slowly.
Frederick, you're not supposed to be talking to us. You're Canadian.
Well, I can still talk to you, but I'm going to have to charge you like 50% extra.
Oh.
But the thing is, since I'm charging Canadian money, it's actually cheaper. So
yeah,
it's okay. This time around, we'll just make sure not to surrender Fort Detroit when we make Canada the state of the Union.
I thought the Quebecois like to separate themselves from the rest of Canada.
Yeah, we had a huge separatist movement, and they even went to the referendum.
Yeah, it was like 94, 95, I think.
Wow.
It was like 50-50. It felt like the George Bush election. Like he was losing right until the last minute, and then the votes flipped. So it was the same thing. Like we were gonna. It feels kind of fixed, but that's just a feeling I've got. But
yeah,
Well,
1995 was the big referendum.
It was close. It was really, really close.
Here was what the vote, according to Wikipedia, so take it with a pinch of salt. 50% no, 49% yes.
Yeah,
and I mean it was stupidly close.
And it kind of killed the movement as well, because after that, people were sick of it. They're like, okay, well, let's just.
Well, you want the voting numbers individually. 2,308,360 voted yes. 2,362,648 voted no.
Yeah.
Wow.
So
talk about close.
Yeah, man. So that's kind of the idea, because Quebec, because of the language, because we have a very separate history, we're the French descendants.
Yeah.
Contrary to the, British and the others are English Canadians are mostly British. You got a lot of Orientals in BC and all that, but that came later down the line. But it's we've been in the same country under dubious laws and agreements, some that are signed, some that are not signed. It's always been kind of a shit show, Canada, historically, with treaties and the status of nations. Quebec sees itself as a distinct, what do they call it?
Province?
Like a distinct people. No, like a culture that's distinct from the rest of the Canada.
I mean, it really is.
A subculture?
Not a subculture, because the word sub in it is distinct. We're different. Like we're the descendants of the French versus the English, so we're always going to have that. That's different,
Ja. Yeah, I'd imagine, because there was definitely some tension between the French and the English back in the day.
Oh yeah,
still is.
Right. America is very interesting, because America thinks like the rest of the world somehow got over all their grievances except us.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Don't the Canada and Dutch have like a war still going on? It's like a beer war. You guys just leave beers for each other?
That sounds cool.
I swear I read that somewhere.
It could be. Like I say,
any competition though.
I'm in the
I'll look it
French part of Canada, so I don't have access. I'm not in contact with all the other parts, so I wouldn't know all
Yeah, I
the
think
different
it's
cultures.
The Newfoundlanders. who are
I've been
doing-
to Newfoundland. Yeah.
Newfoundland.
Some of my friends are Newfies. It's great. It's beautiful. Except all their bars are on one street. It's called George Street. But you could go there. It's the east. You can go to the eastmost point of North America in Newfoundland. That's where Tesla sent the first transatlantic signal. I think it was a radio signal with Morse code, something like that. The building is still there, like a historical thing. Rita, you should know about that, right? The first transatlantic.
That wasn't Tesla, or was it?
No. You're right. It's it might have been Marconi, but Marconi was using like 16 or 17 of Tesla's patents.
A lot of people did that. Okay,
Yeah, of course.
so
Yeah.
for the people that want to hear this, because it's just cool, there is a whiskey war going on between Denmark and Canada over Hans Island has been going on from. I guess it's over. It was going on from 1973 to 2022, and now they would just come up and leave some liquor and say we claim it, and then walk away, and the other guys would do it.
See, if all wars could be like that, I think people would be eager to go to war.
I knew I read something like this. Oh man.
Listen, I'm cheap because I charge Canadian money, so it's. I mean, that's the thing is, with no joke, like jokes aside, Canadian products are still like a deal because of the Canadian exchange. So you're still incentivized to buy Canadian, ironically. But it's going to be rough. Yeah, it's going to be a rough time for Canadians, to be honest. Like, but hopefully it'll be for a better state because we need to change this up. This government is a joke. Like, he supposedly resigned, and yet he's still on TV telling us how it's going to be. The fucker. It's a clown show, and I think Trump is going to put an end to it. Hopefully, 51st state. Yeah, let's go.
That would be interesting, but yet devastating. I mean, that might actually lead to some, at least civil unrest, I'd imagine, in some of the places where Canadians still like being Canadian.
I mean, they could still. What's the? What are they losing? What is it about being Canadian that they're losing? They're still going to be Canadian. It's going to be a state instead of. Listen, we're tied to the Commonwealth and the monarchy.
Your group doesn't even want to be Canadian, so I don't see how they'd be happier with the United States.
Well, at least we'd have rights, Second Amendment rights. We'd be out of a communist fucking dictatorship with the liberals here.
Yeah, I get that. I just can't see the people from Quebec being like, okay, we'll be Americans now. Like, nah.
I don't think they're going to ask people for permission.
I think the real question is, have they asked the Crown first? Do they ask the Crown first?
Yeah, I think of course. I think the Crown is the Crown kind of authorized the government being a pro-rogue fucking state or something. So basically, it's like a pause on the government, so they can't do a vote of unconfidence on Trudeau to get him out. So it's like, okay, pause. You can't vote anything on me getting out, and they're trying to solve all this. It's a shit show, man, and I think it's gonna crash financially. We're ruined over here.
Yeah. I think Fu has a pretty good point. He says more than one state. If they did, has to be more than one state. The size of Canada, it wouldn't be just one state.
No, as much as everybody jokes, the 51st state in Canada can't operate like that.
Yeah.
Well, Canada right now, you can see, can't operate with the provinces it has as a unified government.
Yeah.
Yeah, seriously.
I mean, I've always just gone from the historical stance where I'm like, I don't get how Quebec can keep operating within like the Canadian government. I never could understand over the years of like they're
because we're subsidized. We're subsidized to the gill. We get so much money from the rest of Canada. That's why we stay in. Also, we got a deal with Newfoundland on hydroelectricity.
Oh, fair enough. That's good.
Yeah.
He stepped down, but he's still PM. He acts like it, I guess. But...
Yeah, it's weird. But I'm looking forward to see what's going to happen. It's probably going to be uncomfortable for a while. That's what Trump said, actually. So I'm expecting, the government has already talked about sending in, what do you call it? Not subsidies, but like relief funds.
Oh.
Kind of like what they did in COVID to compensate for the economic situation.
Yeah,
that just that means the Canadian dollar is going to be
As I say, that's not actually going to help in the long run.
No, that's taking us. That's accelerating the destruction of the financial system, which I'm all for, to be honest.
Christina asks, is he PM or PMSing?
Yeah, he is. He's definitely got his pennies in a bunch at this point. Like he is. He does. They were like all this energy they put into fighting Trump, and now it's done. They failed, and he's here. So deal with it.
Yes.
Yeah.
I really wish they would just all just, at least try to make some shit a little easier.
I mean, Trump seems to be winning a lot of battles without fighting, like what happened with Colombia. And,
Oh yeah, and Mexico.
Yeah, Mexico. So
Living on refried dreams.
Yeah, and it's 2 weeks into his second term. People, like
I know.
you know.
The
Let's see.
apple eating vid of Pierre.
You know, the funny
are gonna
thing
get
is,
better.
that Mexico, with their tariff war, they folded like a house of cards.
Oh yeah.
So
Yeah, I mean, what are they gonna do?
That leaves Canada just standing alone.
So Canada's saying, yeah, we're going to put tariffs on your alcohol. So they're just going to piss off Canadians. They're just going to piss off Canadians that won't get American alcohol for a while. They're so stupid. They've got zero strategy because they've never had to think in a strategic way before because it's a communist government at this point.
Yep.
They're just siphoning the people's funds.
I can't wait
printing
till
money.
we have big old planes so high in the sky you can't see them. Drop bombs on top of cartel vehicles as they drive.
Dude, they're already declared terrorists, so
That's why I want to
like,
see that shit happen.
They're
Those
probably
motherfuckers-
writing messages on those bombs as we speak.
Hell yeah! If it wasn't for the cartel, I'd probably be in Mexico. I'm not lying. Like my grandfather was chased out of Mexico because of those.
I
bastards.
believe you, man. It's like they're everywhere. So if they don't,
He
like
didn't
you,
even
you're
apply
fucked.
for He didn't even apply for refugee status like a real man. He just went in and was like, "Hey, how do I become an American? This way, okay." And I don't mean going through the border, illegally. He did it illegal.
That's good. Were you born here?
Yeah, that's my grandfather. If you did, yeah.
I say here, but I'm not even there. You know.
Were you born? Technically, you know what I mean.
Yeah.
Yeah, I was born here. My mother's from Texas, but then she moved to Mexico for a little while.
Oh, that's cool.
Yeah,
Also, you got some Texan blood in you.
I guess if you want to call it that. I got a lot of family in Texas.
He runs around screaming, "Yeehaw!" and looking for Waffle Houses in his spare time.
Checks out.
We don't have Waffle House down here.
I know they got him in Texas, because I was there in Texas a while ago.
Oh, we have houses and we have waffles, but they're not together.
It's probably the laws are preventing people from putting the two together. You know, restrictions, reglement,
I can see that.
red tape.
It's unholy.
Well, I've been.
Hey guys, can you still hear me?
Yep.
Was that Wrangler?
Okay, my computer's lagging so bad I can't
Oh.
even click anything right now.
Wow, you look all right, at least on my screen.
Stream is fine. Just don't touch anything.
It's fine.
It'll be fine. Just let the RAM catch up to your clicks, and it'll be good.
Hey, get me some nice.
Nah, it'll be fine.
I said don't touch anything.
You don't need to hear the video. You're just gonna watch
See?
a dude eat an apple.
We're just gonna be stuck here on this video because
Yeah, this is where we live now.
I know this video by heart. Like it went viral when it came out.
Oh, it was brilliant. I wish more people would just talk to reporters with that kind of vitriol of, "You are the dumbest person I've ever talked to." It was brilliant.
Yeah, he's always like that. He's got that candor, and he's got answers. Like he answers people. He has something to say. That's what kind of makes him different. But I mean, I don't really trust him. Like he's just the opposition. He makes a whole lot of more sense. Like he's the best candidate, but still don't trust him.
And you shouldn't.
Yeah.
Well, I just got my Spotify.
There, but
just
anyways,
got my-
the point of the on the topic, I mean, in terms of your sort of strategy currently,
that.
you're obviously taking the populist pathway.
What does that mean?
Well, appealing to people's more emotional levels, I would guess. I mean,
What do you mean by that?
certainly
Give me an
you tap very strong ideological language quite frequently.
Like what?
Left wing, this and that, right wing. I mean, it's that type
I
of
almost never
ideological
talk about.
spectrum.
I never really talk about left
But
or right.
anyways, a lot
I
of
don't
people
really believe in that.
Okay, a lot of people would say that you're simply taking a page out of the Donald Trump book.
Like which people would say that?
Well, I'm sure a great many Canadians, but
like who?
I don't know who, but
well, you're the one who asked the question, so
yeah.
you must know somebody.
Okay, I'm sure there's some out there, but anyways, the point of this on the topic, I mean.
Some people say Jamaica, you have a bobsled team. Some people say they can't believe Jamaica has a bobsled team.
Yay.
I miss John Candy.
Oh yeah, he was a good one.
Yeah,
I
he was
think.
also Canadian. So you guys are gonna have to pay tariffs on John Candy movies now.
No, that's not how it works. They're filmed here. It's not our
Plus, they
fault that
already own
your
'em.
people keep coming over here. All right, guy. In fact, that's kind of what we're trying to.
It's because we got talent, James. We export brains.
You know what's funny is it used to be that the Canadian actors would come here and then they'd go film in Toronto.
Yeah, that's right. Make it big in Hollywood. Okay, now get back to Toronto. We got filming to do.
And now that they got
Animation, have a great night. Thanks for stopping in, man.
and now that they got
Hey,
junkies,
animation later.
now that they have junkies in Toronto, they don't want to shoot there no more.
Yeah, but they're pretty much everywhere. BC, LA.
Oh yeah, it's awful. That
Yeah,
fentanyl.
We're even starting to get some here as well. And Quebec is like a tourist town that almost had. I mean, it was like nothing. Now it starts to look them like Montreal now.
Wow. I'm sorry.
I mean, it's kind of the side effects of the lockdowns. Like they went really hard on all the businesses, and businesses have been closing down ever since. The economy's not good, and yeah, a lot of shops close on my street. They get graffiti in the windows, and it's starting to look like, well, kind of like cyberpunk. But yeah, I'm laughing, but it's kind of sad, a little bit.
So, Frederick, Wednesdays you're on Comic State Commandos.
That's right.
That's usually headed up by a gentleman named Patrick Quinlan.
That's correct. Yes.
Well, I got something in the mail from him today.
Is that so? Like insults, dirty clothing, or what? What did he send you?
Much better.
Oh, a good kind of package. Oh wow! Oh, freaking cool, man! Phenomenal Tales.
Phenomenon. Number one, and the spin-off Phenomenal Tales.
Yeah, because they're two different series. Yeah, that's cool, man. Awesome.
Yeah, I almost said Phenomenova. That's behind. That's a different.
That's the other blonde kid.
And then a couple of weeks later, I got Phenomenon.
Exactly. So all the young writers are writing comic books that start with the syllables phenomena. That seems to be the trend.
Phenomenon.
He's a John Travolta fan or something.
Yes, all the new generations are fans of John Travolta.
Yeah, so I can't wait to dig into those two issues there.
Awesome, man. Yeah, I can't wait to get mine. They should be on the way.
Dude, I am looking forward to giving your book the full spoiler coverage treatment.
Dude, yeah, me too. It's still a bit to go. Like everything's penciled, so that's
That's
a
okay,
huge.
it's a bit to go before I can replace my computer. So
Well, there you go. But yeah, I mean, I got 10 pages to ink, and then it's off to the colorist, and then lettering. I'm doing that myself. Then I got to figure out the printing and all that. Actually, the printers are kind of panicking right now, I would imagine, because
good point.
most comic books are printed in Canada and then shipped off to the States. And they would get that 50% increase. So that's got to hurt. That's got to pinch somewhere.
Yeah, well, I'll pay you the extra.
Oh, I mean, but I think things are going to probably have time to change a couple of different ways until I get to printing and shipping the comic. Like I said, inking, coloring, lettering. So a few months. We'll see how things are back then. Things change so rapidly nowadays. It could come back to a normal state. We could be the 51st state by then, and then we'll have the same shipping. We'll have the shipping costs will be down. We won't have any customs. It might turn out great. You never know.
Yeah, and then when that all happens, read out if you're still able at the time. I'll be commissioning you for another one of them awesome thumbnails. all my thumbnails that are worth anything are done by Readout. Seriously.
Though I don't know how to feel about that.
I
The man
tried to
sends a
emulate it.
request, and then I get on the computers and I mash things together, and then I like go, okay, what do you think? And then he take it, and
Yeah, and then all of a sudden, out of nowhere, that regular 420 super chat on his live show becomes a 1420. Because
There's a lot of David
I slept in
Gilmore
making
likes at that
thumbnails, and
point.
I appreciate it.
Yeah,
Fu
great.
says the worst part about. Go ahead, read out.
No, I was just joking. Like, yeah, it's great. You give me money and you get to listen to Pink Floyd for a whole 3 seconds on my stream.
Money.
Yeah.
Fu says the worst part of tariffs is that Trump is just asking for help. What are they refusing him for?
Yeah, well, it's because
Agendas, that's what.
they're not. They're compromised. Like we know from intelligent reports that our government agents, I think 5 of them, are compromised by Chinese assets.
Yep.
They just won't tell us which ones for 100 years. So that's the state of of things.
That's just about every day.
So basically, we're like, you got to see us as a compromised nation that's undergone like socialist reform. And there's other states' interest kind of like that have their hand in Canada right now. Hopefully what Trump is going to do is kind of clean up the waters and, drain the swamp, as it were.
Hopefully.
Not only is he making America great again, he's going to inadvertently make Canada great again.
He's going to make Canada America.
That would be a dream, Foley. Yes, let's do that.
I'm down
Let's just
for it.
take. I think what he's really going to do is he's only going to take a slice of Canada, not the whole thing.
We're going to take Poutine and Frederick.
He's not just going to take Canada. He's going to take Greenland, too.
Greenland.
And Panama.
Yeah, and he's going to rename it Red, White, and Blue Land.
The
It's going to be the Canadian. It's going to be the Canadian Canal passing through Greenland.
It would be called the state of Trump.
aren't they now like basically giving U.S. ships free passage through the Panama Canal?
They should. I
yeah,
don't know.
they're making a deal with Panama right now.
It's like we built that canal.
America just got back on top real quick. It's almost like we had a lot of fucking power and greased a lot of freaking wheels for everybody.
It's amazing when you start cutting off people's foreign aid how quickly they comply.
Right? Look at these countries. How dare they have to depend on the United States for anything?
Well, and the thing that kills me is that now that that Doge agency is going through USAID, they're finding all sorts of stuff that I just, like giving out what are they? Not bonus, but what is it? When you give out when you give out like a money for somebody to do something, almost like a patronage.
All right.
A grant. Yeah, they
right.
They were giving out grants for like books and a whole bunch of DEI stuff in other countries, and it's like, why do American taxpayers' dollars have to pay for this?
Corruption.
Yeah, I mean, if
Political
these countries really want that type of stuff, they can finance it themselves.
Exactly, man.
So
we're financing the world, it seems.
Yeah, it is, and it's BS, and it's interesting because I knew in Michigan there was a couple of things in Michigan that told me exactly how money that gets allocated for something quietly gets shifted to other things. There was money that was done for Child Protective Services that was shuttled off to some child killer who had just gotten out of juvenile detention.
How does that happen?
There was a famous case where this kid found a rifle and shot some guy on the street, and instead of being tried as an adult, he got tried as a child, and he was to be incarcerated in a juvenile detention facility until the age of 21. Well, when he got out at 21, some agency somewhere, I think it was under the Health and Human Services or Child Protective Services, I don't know which, decided that they were going to give him welfare. They were going to pay for his food and his rent and all this other stuff. And somebody blew the whistle on it, and then just like that, it vanished. The program, everything about it just vanished. And if they did it once and they got caught, that means that they've been doing it nobody knows how many times. And they're just very good at covering their tracks.
That sounds like some sort of dark long-term scheme they got going.
Yeah, I mean it is. And then it's all unspoken. But money that gets allocated towards certain things just kind of gets shifted around with a lot of little programs that nobody really knows about. And then when they get caught, well, the whole thing just vanishes like a fart in the wind.
Wow.
That's the funny thing is you see that in like every damn cop procedural show in Hollywood.
Mm-hmm.
It's like they're fully aware that this is going to be a possible thing that happens, but not in their blue cities. It never happens here. Like, you guys write these things and you think this is not something that happens all the time? I don't understand how you get these amazing plot lines without going, oh yeah, this is Chicago, by the way. I mean, I've never lived there, but even I know it's notorious for its grifting and crap for buildings and whatnot.
So, anyways.
So Herman.
Yes.
You said you're going to be having a live event some point soon.
Yes, I will be at the Midland Comic Con February or March. What was it? Let me bring up the calendar here. I'm going to be at there March 8th and 9th, selling books with special event pricing. By that time, The Revenant and the Cult Book 2 will be out, which The Revenant and the Cult Book 2 is the thrilling conclusion to the 2-book series.
Is the audiobook available yet?
Well, audiobooks are a little weird. You can't pre-order them. So when March 3rd hits, they just plain go live. And I made a mistake with the ebook. So the ebook's already available for purchase right now. So if you really want it, you can go buy it. But the launch date for The Revenant and the Cult Book 2 is actually March 3rd.
Well, since I drive for a living, I kind of look forward to your next audiobook because I can listen while I'm working.
And if you have Spotify, if you have that Spotify Premium, you get access to all my audiobooks. So, as a matter of fact, I was just doing the Spotify Premium, my Spotify Premium stats today. I started getting a lot of activity starting, I think it was like June or July of last year, and right now I've had 6,281 listen hours, and that's equivalent to about 17 or 18 books. So Spotify's coming through where Audible is not.
Right. New York King Bob. Another Futurama reference.
Yeah, I'm glad you got it. I'm not even sure if
Christy
your
got it
second
too.
book is on there. Sorry, I was thinking out loud and I forgot my mic is still on.
Ah.
Do we want to know the thoughts of the king?
I'm just thinking. I don't sure that I have Herman's second book on my book reading list, so I'm gonna add it.
With The Revenant and the Cult or The Wizard's Stone?
The Revenant and the Cult.
Yes.
The Wizard's Stone. That one's an audiobook as well, right?
Yeah, all of them. All of my books are an audiobook.
Good, because I have not read that one yet, so that's one I can listen to.
So, and like I said, the newest one drops March 3rd. It doesn't show up now, but March 3rd, all those audio. Well, it shows up in Spotify, but March 3rd, the audiobook will show up in Audible.
Yeah.
Allegedly, we are talking Amazon, after all.
Now, I think it was a conversation we were having in Discord yesterday. I was saying, I wonder if I start converting my books to audiobook, if I should wait for the entire series to be done first. Because I look at what happened with Captain Garrett. His first audiobook, the narrator, he is phenomenal. However, by the time his second book came out, his narrator had blown up so much that he got a contract for an entire series. He's not available to do another one for him for at least a couple of years.
Well,
so I
that
wonder.
sucks.
Yeah, and the guy is good. I mean, really good at what he does. I listened to Blood and Oak, and I was so impressed with the voice talent of this narrator. And I'm like, how is he going to find somebody else? Nobody. You can't just recast that guy. You know, it was that good. And I'm like, I don't want to run into that same thing where I have somebody doing a book or two for my series, and then all of a sudden it's a completely different person for the next book, and then somebody else after that. You know, I would like to have a continuity run through with the continuity of the books themselves, you know?
Well, yeah, I mean, I don't know, how big is your series going to be?
7 is the current plan. That's what I'm planning for.
It's hard. It's really hard to say because it's like anything else. It takes a while to get some traction in audiobooks, get to know that you're out there and you have an audiobook. So I mean, I kind of understand, but at the same time, you know, people aren't listening to the narrator. The narrator, as far as I'm concerned, is a selling point, but that's not the reason why they're listening to the audiobook. They're listening to the audiobook because they can't. It's in a format that they can't read themselves. I mean, it's a nicety, but George R. R. Martin had Ray Dotrice, who that's his Dotrice, narrated all of his audiobooks with the exception of the last one because Ray died. So
that's a little different though. When, you know, but I'm sorry, I'm forgetting the name of the guy who. Let me see if I can look this up. I want to find the name of the guy who did Blood and Oak here. Just because I want to shout him out, he's so good. Like just like you could like to shout out Steve Fortune because he's done such a phenomenal job for you.
Yep.
Yeah, Travis Baldry.
Huh.
But he would have characters with different accents, and a couple different American accents, a French accent, a Spanish accent, some male, some female, and he's doing different voices for all of them, jumping back and forth between character and character, and he did it so smoothly, and it's like it's almost like he's channeling Mel Blanc at this point. I'm like, wow.
Yeah. Well, I mean, it's not an easy question to answer, and I mean, how many of your series you got done? You got, what is it, 2 or 3?
Two. I'm working on 3.
But you better write faster. But anyways, but if you're looking to get, to look at some of my audiobooks, if you have Spotify Premium, you get the audiobooks as part of the package. And it's a nice thing because, I mean, you got a whole freaking library open. The whole library's open to you. You're already paying the price. I get paid. Spotify has been, I think, a pretty good deal both to me and to, I think, its customers. So kind of
Christy says, okay,
better than freaking Audible.
I'm going to go. Have a great night, Christy. I don't know why you can't feel your tongue. That sounds like a problem. But I hope you have a good night.
On Trump Day?
Yep. We're going out on Trump Day. We just haven't decided what Trump Day is.
But anyways, I get it from an aesthetic point of view, but at the same time, people are there to listen to the story, not rave about the narrator.
Good point. Yeah.
When you find a good match, try to hold on to it as tightly as you can. So.
Yeah. And Fu Man's saying the same thing. I would do audio as you go, bro. And as a listener, I don't give a shit who read the last book by the time I'm 10 minutes into a new one.
That's true.
Yeah, but that's definitely something I think I need to look into, is getting the audiobook versions done. Somebody tried to tell me I should narrate my own books. I'm like, no.
Yeah, no. I actually want people to buy them.
Listen, when I do scripts for a YouTube video, excuse me, I think of all the hell I go through just to get proper edits for a 25-minute video.
Yep.
And I'm like, do I really think I'm going to pull off a few hours of book? No. Nah, not happening. I need a pro.
Yeah.
And I am not it.
And I will tell you, this last book was a freaking breeze. Now that Steve and I kind of have a real easy working relationship. He knows exactly what I'm looking for, and he provides it every freaking time. And we had 0 issues. There's a few things here and there, but by and large, no audio issues, no, strange noises he had to track down. It was a breeze.
Nice. All right. Well, then I guess I'll get started. I'm going to try and hire William Shatner to read my books now.
Yeah. He got the potato
Never
can
heard that.
loaded.
What's that?
Fire, spa.
Actually, that would be pretty badass to be able to say, yeah, my book was audio narrated by William Shatner.
We could always get the guy who plays Sulu.
well, what would be funny?
my.
You know what would be funny about if I had William Shatner narrate my book? The main character tried to impersonate William Shatner in one of her lines. She tried to imitate him while quoting something from Star Trek. So that would just be too funny. Not realistic by any means to be able to get him to narrate it.
It'd be funny if you could actually get a hold of William Shatner and say, I want to include this in my audiobook. Could you please do it? See if he actually did it. That would be funny. People would be listening. All of a sudden, William Shatner starts talking as the impersonation. And
how do you impersonate yourself?
Yes. Well, that's a great impersonation.
He did that on one of those React channels on YouTube where he watched other people and just critiqued the hell out of him. Said like every one of them was garbage. It was freaking hilarious because you knew he wasn't serious.
Well, anyway, we are getting near that time, so we're going to do some parting plugs. And you know what? We're already talking about your stuff, Herman, so why don't we start with you, Herman? Tell us how you find your stuff. And
you can find my stuff pretty much anywhere, but like I said, my audiobooks are on Spotify. You can get them on Nook. You can get them on, I think you can get my audiobooks on Kobo and, of course, Audible. And, of course, you can get all my books from Amazon. The Revenant and the Cult Book 2 is available for pre-order. You can get them on Amazon, Barnes & Noble, Kobo, pretty much everywhere. So, and I'm even on library services too. So if you can't afford a book, you want to check one out from the library, you can do that too. And it's the same way with audiobooks. And yes, I get paid for that. So
awesome. King Bob.
Well, kind of going off of what Herman was just saying, I have a Substack that has a book list. So if your book is not on that list and you would like me to read it and review it, let me know and I will add it to the list so I can get to that. In addition to that, I have all sorts of blogs and some poetry and a short story and a couple of other things on there. Check out my Substack, which is called, what the frick is it called?
4F Foundation?
No, it's actually not what it's called. CaptainBob.substack.com is the
okay.
Is the actual Substack.
Is that 4F Foundation website still up and running?
Yes, it is. You can actually go there as well, and you'll see that all my blog stuff has all been moved to my Substack, but I still have the basic foundation stuff there. I'm still working on that website, by the way.
All right. James.
Heyo, friends. Yes, I am a short story writer. I'm going to be releasing 2 short stories this month, but one short story recently released, part of the Billy Bob series. It's Billy Bob Meets Kung Fu Sasquatch, the second installment of the series. You have another one coming up, which is, I believe it's Billy Bob versus a town of skanks. And we have the previous Billy Bob story, which is already released, which is Billy Bob kicks the devil's ass and punches his wife. So that's also available to read at worldwithoutendlore.substack.com. But I also got a it's kind of interesting. So you have your Billy Bob story, which is good for laughs, very short, and I'm also releasing a hard science, I wouldn't say hardish, military science fiction story that is set in what is called the Planetside universe. I guess you could say it's a tad bit of fan fiction for a mostly forgotten franchise. So most people wouldn't even really know it if I didn't point it out. But I've always been very very taken away by the damn lore, and I had to write in it. So I did. And that is a 9,000 word story, which has been getting pretty good feedback from the various beta readers who checked it out. And that one will also be releasing on the 15th for our subscribers. Everyone else will be seeing that at the end of this month at worldwithoutendlore.substack.com.
Awesome.
Enamored is the word you were going for there.
There you go, enamored.
Read out.
Well, I've been a little bit quiet the past month because work, college, and a shit ton of snow. And I can say that because I had to shovel every single inch of it.
I feel for you. I truly do.
Yeah, there was the work shoveling and there was the getting back into the house shoveling, you know. So have not been able to record lately. Hopefully we can change that in the coming weeks. I am working on a new video, not for Readout Productions, but for the Food Bar Digital Lounge. King Bob knows what I'm talking about. So expect a review, finally, a genuine video review on the Food Bar Digital Lounge coming in the near future, hopefully this weekend. And me and the co-hosts are getting back together later in the month so we can start cranking out some more episodes of the podcast we attempted to set out to build. And according to the plan, according to my calendar, tomorrow I'm going to be on James's live stream. We're going to be talking about historical influences on fiction.
Interesting.
Yes.
Or we'll get sidetracked and we'll just ramble about Tremors.
Possibly. We'll definitely mention it. I've watched the first Tremors movie. I'm literally got the second one loaded up to watch as well because I enjoy those two movies.
Tremors 2 is the best one.
Yeah, so come join us tomorrow where Readout and I, along with the Black Knight and R.H. Snow, will be discussing history and fiction. I have actually found some very interesting examples to pull from tomorrow. You can find that. You can check that out at 3 o'clock California time. If you're in Texas, it's 5 o'clock.
So what you're saying is I need to call out tomorrow.
Possibly. You can watch it on the replay.
Well, that's not as fun.
It isn't, but it'll be there.
All right, Frederick.
imakecomics.com. That's a forward address that'll take you to Rattel Comic, where you can follow the progress of the comic I'm working on. And I just finished penciling page 24, which is the last page of the first issue. So it's a good milestone. I'm still got inking, coloring, lettering to do, but it's well on its way. It's coming out this year. Rattel Comic, check it out. Tomorrow, after James's show at 8 Eastern, we've got Proof of Comics with the real Billy Bob Sack. If you like James's short stories on him, you can listen to him in person on Proof of Comics, as well as some other co-hosts that we have here on Weekly Wing It. And of course, on Wednesdays, Comicsgate Commandos, along with Patrick Quinlan, the author whose books you showed us earlier today, Wrangler. And yeah,
I need to pick myself up a copy of those.
Number 1, The Minotaur.
Looks cool. Great artwork in there. We were taking a look at his artwork. Fantastic.
Check it out.
Yep. And I should be joining Frederick tomorrow as well on his Proof of Comics broadcast. You can find my stuff on Amazon.com. Haley Star Bad Kitty and Bad Kitty Haley's World. As long as New World Detectives, A Legend of Shalar, and the follow-up is on Substack. You find that under Frequency Studios. Thank you so much, everyone, for joining us tonight. If you enjoyed this presentation, hit the like, and if you didn't, we appreciate you stopping by. We'll see you next time, and God bless.
Laters. Get your green cards out.
And hopefully I'll have a little more of a clear lungs by tomorrow.
Goodbye, world. Stay safe. Keep not watching Star Wars.
That's right.
That's an easy thing to do.
Well, unless
Go
it's
watch
the old
Tremors.
one.
Yeah, the one with the Ewoks.
Like as easy as
Great.
breathing.
I just want you to buy my book.
Jewish space laser.
Good night, everybody.
So the book is delivered by Jewish space lasers?